Hi, and welcome to Wednesday, I think. I'm Tom, a relentless Aries.
I'm Galen, an indecisive Libra, I think.
Welcome to your 15 minutes of FUME. The disturbingly frequently recurring series of videos in which we, employees at Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab, smell Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab perfumes and talk about them while planes occasionally drone overhead.
We'll wait.
We'll wait.
Really, not an inconvenience.
Hopefully, we are helping people have a more informed idea of exactly what the fuck they are buying when they buy one of our perfumes. Or else maybe you're just a freak who likes to watch people smell themselves. We don't judge.
It's not our place to judge.
We've seen worse. So today, I wanted to dig into the Lupercalia, like one of the last little collections in Lupercalia that we didn't really discuss yet, which is Cherry Bomb. Car alarm. We've never done Cherry Bomb or a cherry-themed collection for the lab, to my knowledge. Someone will be along to correct us any moment. Hopefully not before someone comes along and turns off that car alarm. Anyhow, a whole collection dedicated to variations on cherry is an interesting challenge, I thought. We do have a bunch of various cherry-scented or cherry-heavy perfumes, but it's one of those notes where people's senses are so influenced by what a cherry flavor is, or the experience of eating a fresh cherry, which themselves can be so variable. And it's a tough note because people really love it, or one of the obvious things that we often get if someone smells it and they don't like it is like, oh, this smells like medicine, or this is like a...
Yeah, Luden's cough drop.
Exactly. So it's just one of those love it or leave it scents, and I have no firm feelings about cherry whatsoever, other than I probably should have used a cough drop before filming this. So we have only, there's a bunch of them, and we only have 5 of the perfumes plus 1 of the hair glosses. So without further ado, I present to you, Galen, the Champagne and Maraschino cherries.
It's like
Manti.
It's a bit of a Shirley Temple smell, a bit because of the sparkly champagne and the maraschino cherry.
That sparkly champagne note we have normally in Bon Vivant in the general catalog. It definitely is that sugary, sweet syrup smell, which again, for some people hate maraschino cherries altogether. But there is like it's got a fizzy Shirley Temple smell for sure. I'm really curious to see how that works on the skin. In the bottle, of course, it's like really potent. It goes like right to the back of my throat. And
yeah.
It's not like medicinal per se, but the strength of it is something that I associate more with that experience. Number 2, we have Black Fig and Cherry. I love a fig. Big time. The fig in this case makes the cherry like really like meaty, if that's the right word. It's got like a chewy, a dark chewiness. It has that like bright, sweet top note. Is it black cherry? Is it black fig or just?
It's black fig.
Black fig and just
cherry.
Plain old cherry.
Yeah.
The cherry is definitely in the kind of a candy cherry realm, right?
Yeah.
I would say. But it's definitely tempered and kind of like smoothed out by that strong fig base. Interesting. Okay. 3. We have our black cherry and oud.
Ooh.
If you're not familiar with the pleasures of oud, then you may have smelled oud before. It's just, an oud is a note that scares me. There aren't that many oud perfumes that I can really wear. I just find it's such an intense note that it can be distracting. This is like
I like oud.
Galen's pro oud. It smells wonderful on you.
Well, what do you think? Again, earthy. It's earthy in a different way than
Oh,
the
earthy in a more
cherry.
like of a gravelly kind of like dry and scratchy way in that oud way. It's kind of got that like jagged edge to it, like oud.
I'm oud.
And I'm beautiful and bad.
Yeah.
Switchblades. Well, I'll try it. I'll do for science anything. Then we have our black cherry, Neroli, and grapefruit. So we just did a grapefruit note the other day. This is very different. Wow.
Though sharp.
Well, that it's
Neroli?
like it's got that floral quality, but it's a very sharp floral that kind of like braids together with the grapefruit. And I'm not even getting so much of the cherry. It's more of a kind of like a rounding, like anchoring it in this family of scents, you know. But it's like the least cherry of what we've smelled so far, I think.
Yeah, I smell more of the grapefruit.
Oh, how in the bottle, especially when it's wet, how could the grapefruit not just dominate? But the Neroli kind of like twists it out of the realm of a foodie citrus into more of like a perfumey citrus, which I really... Okay, all right. Let's see what else we got. Pink cherry and pink pepper. I love the Lab's pink pepper note. Oh yes. So this to me is giving me more of the classic maraschino cherry.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know why, maybe because the other one, the champagne, was interfering with it for me a little bit, but with this one there's just something about it's not like a smoky pepper. It's very kind of gummy.
Yeah. Bright and poppy.
Yeah. And very pink.
It is very pink. It's so pink that
I
my
love
eyes are
this.
twitching.
Your eyes are twitching?
You know.
Doesn't get any pinker than that.
Yeah.
Oh, I really love this. Okay, I can't wait to try this on. And I've cheated because this is the Maraschino Cherry and Buttercream hair gloss, and I've definitely smelled and worn this, so I'm not going to pretend that this is my first unvarnished opinion. But when I smelled this, I knew I had to bring some of it home. It completely reminds me of when I worked in an ice cream shop in high school. There's just something about that, you know, even when you work in an ice cream shop and you hate it, there's something about walking in every day and that smell when you go in the door, and it's like the waffle cone and all of the goodies, and it hits you, and for like a moment before you actually clock in and Jan, your boss, is already ragging you about the side work that you didn't do last time, it is magical for a moment to be like, hey, I work in an ice cream parlor. And then by the end of the day, all you want to do is go home and shower the stench off of you.
Yeah.
This bottles the magic of the experience.
Without the Jan.
With no Jan involved. Okay. So I guess we're going to try them on, and then we're going to smell our bodies for your entertainment. And welcome back. And now we are slathered with perfume oils all over our poor, tired, plague-avoiding bodies. So number one was the champagne and maraschino cherries.
Usually the champagne note that we have pops out more on me, and it's not really doing it with this one.
What I'm getting here is like, there's definitely like an adult erotic novelty smell to it. It reminds me of the past Lupercalia collection we did about the adult novelty toys.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of almost like a bubble bath.
Yeah.
But like definitely one that as a child I would not have been allowed to use.
Yeah.
Which has its own, decadent allure.
Mm-hmm.
Can I smell it on you?
Yeah, it's right there.
It's fizzier on you than it is on me. Smell my arm.
Oh.
What am I doing?
That's completely different.
What's wrong with me? Okay, number two. I've already moved on in my brain. Black fig and cherry. It's definitely more grounded in like a real fruit smell than the other one that we just smelled. Can I smell it on you?
Yeah, it's right there.
Isn't that where I smelled before?
No, that was right there.
Wow. I love a fig smell in general. Gamora, Nasty Woman. It reminds me a bit of Nasty Woman without the more of like, doesn't that one have some spice?
I think so, yeah.
Patchouli, maybe?
Yeah.
I think so, to make it nastier. This is like a less Nasty Woman. It's like the, you know, upstanding, puritanical cousin of the Nasty Woman. I mean, I guess anything with fig in it can't be puritanical. You know, she's a freak on the weekend. All right, number 3, we have our black cherry and oud. So here we go. Oh, I found it. I couldn't find the spot on my hand where it was hiding, and suddenly it is there. Wow. How do you feel about it? So if you haven't smelled it before, or you didn't know you were smelling it, oud definitely can have this like rank quality, which is part of like its animalic perfume appeal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can be like a little sour or a little rough. I think I said when we were smelling the bottle that it was gravelly.
Yeah.
This is like the gravel has been like ground down to like a sand, and then like sprayed right in my nose. It's because it's evaporating on the air. I don't hate it, but it does scare me a little.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not really picking up the cherry on it, but then I'm like, of course, all I can smell is the oud. So
yeah, I'm mostly smelling oud. It's a sharp.
You think of a black cherry as
rocky
a
oud.
Sharp and rocky. Number 4, we have our black cherry, neroli, and grapefruit, which
It's sharp.
so it's sharp
Zingy.
and zingy in a way that, but it doesn't have that like the sour twist of the oud.
Yeah.
I really like this. I like the neroli also, which can be a really strong and dominating note. It's hard to find something that won't be upstaged by it.
Mm-hmm.
The grapefruit actually weirdly does transform it into something completely different. And then the cherry is definitely, again, kind of like a supple undertone.
Mm-hmm.
It is the stage upon which these two notes dance together in a tango of death and desire. Pink cherry and pink pepper.
Okay. It's much softer on me than I thought it would be.
Yes, it is soft. I mean, that's what I love about the pink pepper, because you get a bit of that spiciness, but in the other blends that we've used it, like I think like Spirit Fingers and... What is it? It was one of the activism ones that was pink pepper. Is it Fake News?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Where it just kind of has like an extra aromatic like kick to it on the inhale, without being like terribly spiky in the way that the black pepper notes that we explored, for example, in the box of chocolates, where it was kind of like it had a real singe to it. It kind of just amplifies the pinkness of the cherry and kind of sets it airborne.
Yeah.
I love this. I'll wear this. And then the hair gloss. Did you try this on?
I didn't.
You didn't. I sprayed it, but I ran out of arm space, so I sprayed it on my legs. Hold on, BRB. I'm not going to ask you to sniff my legs. Oh,
I'll just take your word for it.
it really is just exactly on the skin, pretty much as it is in the bottle. There's not a shift in the balance between the cherry and the buttercream notes. The buttercream that I've smelled in other blends that are more of a baked good blend, you really get that like frosting sense of it. And in this case, all I'm really getting is just the kind of richness of the butter and the creaminess, but it doesn't read to me like a cake frosting or a cookie frosting so much as just like a really warm, sweet, bright, sugary smell. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Haha. If you've smelled any of these or some of the other cherry scents, then I would absolutely love to know what they smell like, since we don't have access to them in our sweet, comfortable, loving lockdown. But, and also I wanted to say thank you for all of the comments and everyone reaching out to say how much they miss seeing us at Lunacy, or how much getting to hear us talk about perfumes reminds them of being at Lunacy. It was definitely the idea of getting these videos going, finally. So we miss you too. We will see you on the other side, regardless of what you smell like.
Robert De Niro face. Mm-mm.